everyone, welcome back to Music Mania. It's me, Christina, and today we are back at it with a brand new video, but actually the very last video of 2023. I'm gonna be completely honest, this year, as far as music goes, was a complete mess. I mean, I looked at the Billboard charts and kind of all the songs that were topping the charts this year, and in comparison to years before, or even last year too, I feel like this year was somewhat underwhelming. Now, not to say though that some artists have released, spectacular and phenomenal work this year, but for the most part, everything that was popular and somewhat, people were listening to, uh, pretty underwhelming this year, I would say. But yes, like I said, there were a lot of groups and artists this year that really put out a lot of good music and basically saved this year, to be quite real. It was a little bit harder coming up with my best songs list. I mean, it was really easy coming up with the worst songs because there were more than plenty, honestly. Probably even more than what I do have on my list, but I just kind of condensed it down to 10 songs. So, yeah. Um, yeah, but I will say though that the people that did do good songs this year, they really, really like did the good songs, okay? Like, ooh, and I will definitely be getting into it because the artists on my list, ooh, so good. And then on my worst songs list, there's gonna be quite a few repeat offenders on here this year. I did just recently rewatch my best and worst songs video last year for 2022, which that video, for some reason, whatever reason, did really, really well. Like, actually, a lot better than I thought. I was having a great New Year's Eve watching the view count go up for that video, let me tell you. But, yeah, everything that's on that list, I would still say pretty much stands on on both the best and worst songs lists. So, ooh, man. But I don't know. I think the worst songs this year might just top the list from last year because it was just the songs on this list this year, just in the toilet trash. Like, oh, and we're gonna get into it because this is like one of the only times I really, really get to roast music like this. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, if you get offended easily over your artist being on here, sorry, not sorry. That's how I feel. If you feel bad about it, go cry about it and make your own video. I really don't care. Only the people who have civil discussions about music are allowed in the comment section, so that's what it is. But anyways, let's just get straight into my best and worst songs list of 2023. I'm so excited. Sit back, grab a snack, enjoy, because we're gonna talk probably quite a lot. And as far as this list goes, I have 10 best songs and 10 worst songs. Also, I just don't like to put it in any order because I talk about it theoretically. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, let's just get straight into it and let's talk about this year. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with my best songs first. So, as far as 2023 went, like I said, the people who did put out good music, they put out their good music like no other. Like, some of the albums this year were just so fantastic, so I'm gonna finally just start getting into it now. Okay, so the first song I'm gonna talk about here is Cobra by Megan Thee Stallion. Now, I did do a reaction and a review for this song in particular that'll be up in the iBox up here. I really enjoyed doing that video, and a lot of you guys definitely interacted with me about how good the song is, and let's just say too, even with the amount of time that it's been out for, I still come back to that song quite a lot. It is so fun to listen to. So as we all know, even from the news media and the press and even Megan herself, she's been through quite a lot in the past 2 years, which is what she talks about on this song Cobra here. It's a really cool track, especially with the guitars. The rock influences in the song alone, I don't even think that we've really heard a rapper rap over some sort of rock beat, which already is so unique in and of itself here. I really like when Megan gets personal and gets really angry with her lyrics because that's truly where she shines. I also put Plan B on my last year's best list as well. And I think she just really has like a delivery tone. I think her delivery tone is just what really sells in this song and especially in her other past work itself too. Every time she gets in like really just like internalizes her anger and just puts it out on a track, it's magic. Can we also talk about that Spirit Box collaboration that she did for this song too alone? First off, that's probably one of the best remixes I've heard this year, and that's really saying something because there's a remix song on my worst songs list coming up that I will be talking about in a little bit. But that remix, the Spirit Box and Megan remix of Cobra, chef's kiss. My goodness, I did not even think the most two random artists you would never think would work together somehow also create magic with that too. It's insanity. It really is. And it only would be Megan to do that kind of collaboration. So all I gotta say is whatever is on the next album coming up here especially, I'm quite excited for now. Now next up is a group that I have reacted to quite a lot on this channel this year, and that is XG. And you know, their fans are super, super incredibly nice, and I do get quite a good amount of views from their videos, and yeah, the music is so, so good. They released, I think, 8 songs this year, which is really saying something because not many groups release that amount of music in such a short amount of time. It was all throughout the span of a year, including the new song Winter Without You, which is the Christmas special that I did do a reaction for as well. Um, they released so much music this year. Like an incredible amount. Now, it's funny too because you would think within there would be things that, you know, are kind of a miss, but every single song for the most part pretty much slaps. And I had a hard time picking exactly which song of theirs I would put on this list. And I really can't pick between the two, so I'm gonna just declare it a tie. So, yeah. So it's gonna be Left, Right, and Girl Gang. So those two songs, those have been so heavy on my rotation this year on Spotify. Like, plays in the car, it plays at home, it literally plays out anytime I'm out anywhere at this point. So yeah. Left, Right, first off. So I know originally when I reacted to Shooting Star and Left Right on this channel, I did say, I think at some points that I did like Shooting Star a little bit more than Left Right, but I think as time went on and like we started getting further and further into the year, I was like, you know what? Like Left Right, I listened to it more and more. I'm like, Left Right is so good. Ooh, it's such a nice R&B song. It's really just a song that you can have fun to. It doesn't really take itself too seriously at all. And of course, with the incredible talents of the girls in the group, they just make it such a really nice song to sing along and dance to. And then we have Girl Gang. First off, just an injustice to the Girl Gang video was served because why did every other song have a full video except for that song? Which that song already, because that song slays. Like that music video, we needed the full song for that, okay? Because the visuals in that video alone, the fact that they all looked like aliens and they had superpowers and all this stuff, and then meanwhile I wanted to shake so bad, and every single time I listen to that song, it still hits to this day. And that came out, I think, what was it, like early to middle of the year? Had to be somewhere around there, but every time, every single time, it's a no skip for me. I just have to listen to it every single time, and I still shake to it. Yeah, it's really that good. I recommend it for those of you who haven't listened, just go check out my videos and also go check out their music as well. It's a fun time. I think you'll enjoy it very, very much. And that song, of course, too, is especially more about I feel like their friendship, at least, how they're hardworking individuals and they go hard every day, like they say in the song. So it is what it is, and I can't wait to see what comes up next for them. I have a strong feeling that they're probably gonna release another comeback or so, maybe like another mini EP or something like that, or maybe just like a single album or something like that. And then they're gonna go on the tour because they did announce the tour, but they haven't said like the exact dates for it still as of the making of this video. I have a feeling they're not gonna announce that until January or February, so we'll have to see, but I'm very, very excited because I'm definitely planning on going to that. And yeah, that's going to be a really, really fun time. That's probably one of my anticipated shows this year that I'm going to go to. Now we're going to be talking about NewJeans because this is another group that also has put in quite a lot of work this year. Yeah, when they come into town this upcoming year or whenever they come into town, I'm definitely going to go to that show as well. I'm sure it's going to be a bloodbath getting tickets, but it is what it is. I'm going to have to see how I can get there. But this group too, also I believe they put out about 8 songs as well this year, so they were putting their work in for them, and let me tell you, their songs also slapped as well. But I was also having a hard time debating on which song I would put on this list as well for NewJeans too. I literally, it's so hard because there's 3 of the songs, 3 of the 8 that I enjoy so much, and I practically listen to them all the time. Super Shy, ETA, and surprisingly enough, NewJeans, even though that song is like less than 2 minutes, if not just about 2 minutes. But those are the 3 that I really enjoy a lot. But I think as far as the list goes, if I had to pick one, ooh, that's hard. That's really hard. I would say probably Super Shy, but ETA is a very, very close second. Even NewJeans as well. Super Shy is a really, really bouncy song, especially with lots of kind of like trap beats and a little bit of like 808s and like little synths here and there. It's a really, really cool song. I did do a reaction to that song on my channel as well. You can also check that one out. That song is really, really fun to listen to. It's pretty much kind of about being super shy about liking somebody. That's pretty much kind of what it is if you read into the lyrics. But that song is really, really fun to listen to. That's also a no skip as well. And especially the instrumental in the last like 30 seconds of that song go nuts. So every time I hear that part of the song, I just go crazy. It's just so fun to listen to. It's like honestly, you really can't ask for that much of a better time. Up next, we have "What Was I Made For" by Billie Eilish. Now, that song at first, I was a little bit skeptical about, especially because that is definitely more of a ballad song. And for those of you who have watched here on this channel before, know I'm not too particularly into ballads per se. I just really don't listen to them that often. But this one is a really beautiful ballad, especially since it was part of the Barbie movie. So at first when I watched this video and even listened to the song too, I was a little bit skeptical because I wasn't entirely sure how it fit in with the movie. But then once I watched the Barbie movie, it all sort of started to make a lot more sense after that. Especially, after watching that scene that it's in, it's really talking about, after when you grow up and, everything is not as it seems and it's not all innocent anymore. So it's a really beautiful song. I don't listen to it personally all the time, but especially when I hear it live or I've seen the live performances and just see the song playing, I don't really mind listening to it at all. It's such a beautiful song. Another really beautiful performance by Billie as well here on this. I know she didn't really release much music this year, so maybe this is sort of leading up to what the next album cycle is gonna be like. So I feel like she's kind of hinted things here and there, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now we have Boys a Liar Part 2 by PinkPantheress and Ice Spice. Now listen, I had no idea that I was gonna like this song as much as I did. At first I was like, oh, like, like this is cute, like it's a nice little like cute dancey song. But then I started listening to it more and more, And I'm just like, yeah, I cannot get this beat out of my head. And it's so much fun to sing along and dance to, especially all the remixes of I've heard of this song alone just this past year. Because I think this song came out right at the very beginning of this year. So it's been, we've given it practically a year. So, yeah, it's just so much fun to listen to. Pink Pantheress' voice on this one is really fun as well, especially the way that she delivers her lines as well, and even just like the vocal effects that she has. And then Ice Spice, especially, I feel like with this song started to really come up in the music scene, especially right after the song dropped. Her verse went viral. A lot of her verses for her different songs always go viral, of course, on TikTok and practically everywhere. But this one especially just went super viral really fast, I felt like. And this song, like this verse actually fit into the song, which there's a song of hers that she's participated in and that I'm going to talk about on my worst songs list, but that'll be in a bit. But on this particular track, I feel like she really fit into it as well. I didn't expect it to fit in as much because her verse, she does it a little bit faster than what Pink Panthers is singing, but surprisingly enough, it fits in quite well to not overshadow Pink Panthers or, overwhelm what's going on in the song. But yeah, that one's a really, really fun track, and I'm sure with Ice Spice, her career is definitely going to be going up, especially I'm sure by next year. We're going to have to just wait and see what she does next because I'm sure she has quite a lot of pull now in the industry, so we're gonna have to see where that goes exactly. Now we have the first rock band on this list, and that is Blink 182 with their song called Dance With Me. Now, I also do like Anthem Part 3, and a lot of people were putting in their list too as well and putting that song in there. But I just personally, I don't know. I vibe a little bit more with Dance With Me. This song definitely reminds me of the old Blink 182. It's really fun, has a really fun rock beat to it. You could tell it's playful, especially in the lyrics and what goes on in that music video, because I watched that music video, and let me tell you, there's a lot of silly stuff that goes on in there. Just watch it and you'll see. And yeah, it's a really, really fun track to listen to as well. I do like the ole 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 parts. I don't know. I just somehow stuck to it. And then I also saw them in Vegas this year for When We Were Young, so I watched the entire set. Super, super fun show. They also did perform this song live as well, so I got to dance along to this as well. And like it says, it's a really fun song to dance along to. And even with this year, with them coming back as the three of them, with Tom coming back as well too, it just really brought back their signature sound that we've all come to know and love. And I'm so, so glad that it's finally back. So now we have a song that I feel like a lot of people forgot that it came out this year, but I didn't forget because I still listen to it quite a bit. And that is Love from the Other Side by Fall Out Boy. Now listen, I'm just gonna say this. This song is probably better than most of the stuff that they put out in the past 2 or 3 years or so. A lot better than Mania, and that's we don't really talk about that album too much, but yeah. But anyways, Love from the Other Side, right? It's just so cinematic. That's the only way I can really, really describe this song. It starts off very soft, especially with the pianos and the strings in the back. And especially, those violins playing really, really beautifully. And then we go into the guitars and we amp up the sound and the beats and all that. And it gets a lot faster. And it's just such a fun song to sing along and to dance to as well. The song itself also is more of a breakup song. It's kind of talking about betrayals and heartbreak, especially with all of the dagger references, like holding the dagger in your hands and stuff like that. So it's a really, really fun song to listen to as well. And I'm not sure if I said this statement or not in that video that I did about this song too on this channel, but it was such a great opener to the Fall Out Boy concert that I went to this year for 4th of July weekend. Let me tell you, it is so beautiful, like coming in, and that's like the very first song that we heard. Ooh, so, so good. It's a great opener song, and it just really sets the tone for how the rest of their album did. Now, I listened to the rest of the album. I would say it was like pretty okay. it wouldn't be my favorite Fall Out Boy album, but it was definitely an okay album. I would say definitely a lot better, like I said, than Mania. So there's that. Up next, we're gonna talk about a song that have a feeling that a lot of people are going to put on their best songs list anyway, and that is Kill Bill by SZA. Ooh, the fact that I didn't do a reaction to this song this year, I feel kind of sad about it, but also I did enjoy just reacting to it on my own time and checking it out because this song is so good. Also, the video, the music video, the fact that she did a recreation of Kill Bill, which is like one of my favorite movies, so good. Ooh, like I don't know what it was, just the recreation is so good. But yes, we're gonna talk about that song. The beat, this instrumental is really good. It's definitely a nice R&B song. And then you also have the lyrics as well. And basically it's about her seeking revenge against an ex. That's, you could definitely tell that's what it's about, especially in the video. Yeah, it's a really nice song to listen to. The vocals on this, especially, she really had this on lock. Yeah, there's a reason why this song went viral, and it's like one of the most famous songs of this year. I didn't get to see her on tour this year, but it's alright because I'm sure there's always gonna be a next time to go check her out anyway. Because I would love to go see her at a show, and yeah, I think that this song is probably gonna be one of her most well-known songs. I mean, that's honestly the trajectory that this song has taken. It's really has taken a life of its own, I feel like, at this point. And I feel like this was just one of her hits that is just gonna be like one of the best that she's ever done, I feel like. The rest of the new album was phenomenal as well. I really did enjoy listening to that album as well. I didn't get to do a review of that because I at the time was revamping my album reviews and reactions and stuff, so that's definitely going to be coming back next year. I definitely just had to do a whole reset on that, but maybe I'll check it out again on this channel just to kind of do kind of a recheck out, I guess, if you will. So we're gonna have to wait and see, but it's a really good album too. I like that one as well. Up next, we're gonna talk about Doja Cat with Paint the Town Red. Now listen, this song I listened to so much as well. Uh, this song when it came out, this was the time when she was going through a lot of drama, and this was the second introduction to Scarlett, the new character that she was playing with on this album cycle here. Um, yeah, this song really popped off, especially with all the drama going down and whatnot. You know, because she was really going through the drama at that point, but somehow with all of that going on, it was on top of the charts everywhere when it came out. So I don't know, people are still listening to the music, I guess. This song is so fun as well. I feel like, especially in a year of samples, when samples have been used especially a lot in the past year, even like this interpolation stuff too as well. I feel like the interpolation fit with the song, like definitely didn't take away from what was in it, which is quite a shock to say at least, because a lot of songs nowadays with samples and interpolations, they really drop the ball with that. But this song is really fun to listen to. The beat, listen, I shake every time I listen to this song as well. I got to shake in person when I saw Doja Cat at Crypto Arena this year, right after Halloween came around. That concert was like one of my top 3 shows. I actually did a vlog for that as well, so check that out too. But yeah, that song is so fun. It's basically just her talking about just doing whatever she wants to do, and she doesn't care about anybody else's opinions, right? So it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a very interesting album cycle to say the least for Doja Cat this year. I feel like this is, I mean, she was one of the artists that had a great year as far as the music went. I think with the drama, not so much because there was quite a lot involved in that, but yeah, definitely her year, and this is probably one of my favorite songs of hers so far. All right, and finally, I'm gonna be talking about, well, you guys know who my favorite artist is if you've been on this channel before. Actually, my favorite band, that's that band right there. I would have to say arguably that this was also their year too as well. I mean, the fact that we only got 10 songs, that's a little bit of a letdown, I'm gonna just say, because I would have wanted a little bit more than 10 songs, but I'll take what I can get. I personally would put the entire album on the best songs list, if I'm gonna be completely honest. But if I really have to narrow it down, I don't know. Because I'm always stuck with Figure Eight and You First. Those two are masterpieces. This is why slaps, okay? Probably one of the best albums that came out this year. And I got to go see them live as well too, because that poster always reminds me of that beautiful July 19th night. I didn't get to go to the July 20th show, but that July 19th show was beautiful. I cried, of course, a little bit. Not as much as when I saw them in Vegas for when we were young, but still had a little bit of tears coming through. But I think if I have to pick between those two songs, I think I'm gonna say You First, honestly. I liked You First quite a little bit more, and that's always been a favorite of this album here since that album came out on release day, so that's really saying something. uh just like the instrumental, in fact, like the way that we start the song off, first of all, with those guitars, and then the drum beat comes in because they click the drumsticks, and then it just starts going in. It's so beautiful. I mean, so beautiful. And then especially too with the lyrics and the vocal delivery, especially Haley's vocal delivery in this song. It sounds so urgent, and it sounds so important enough to draw whoever's listening in. It just really, it's just such a fun song to listen to. And like I said too, every single song on This Is Why is just, it just so, like, every single song has its own distinctive personality about it, and I just personally gravitate more towards You First, so that's really that with that. And yeah, I can't wait to see what Paramore does. They're sneaky though. I don't like what's going on because as of the making of this video right now, they have all their social media wiped up. There's not a single picture. Everything's scrubbed off the internet of, even Instagram and Twitter, or whatever X, I still call it Twitter, and then also just like TikTok and everything. Everything is like scrubbed. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're announcing if they're signed to a new label or if there's gonna be more music coming up. I don't know. But we're gonna have to wait and see. And I am very excited, but also very scared because I'm sure they're gonna have something coming up very soon. And like I said, this is my band, so I was just very happy in general that they even came back, especially for the amount of time that they were gone for. So hallelujah, thank goodness. All right, so on to the parts that most of you, I'm sure, were waiting for, because I know a lot more of you probably care about the worst songs of 2023. So here it goes. Oh man, the only time I really get to roast every now and then. So, oh man, let's get into it, because this year was just, it was a doozy. So, up first, the first song I'm going to talk about, again, in no particular order, uh, oh, I'm really gonna go in strong with this first one. Karma by Taylor Swift and Ice Spice. Yeah, I know Taylor Swift had quite a big year this year, especially with the Eras tour and everything going on. Um, I personally don't get the hype. I don't. Of course, she has some of her iconic songs, and there are a couple of Taylor Swift songs that I would listen to, but I'm just generally not a fan of, and I just don't really understand how she got even more of a fan base after this entire Eras tour even happened. I don't know how it became such a humongous thing. I didn't know that many people were fans of hers, but what do I know, right? Now, granted, I'm sure this is probably what was going on behind the scenes, especially because at this point in time, Taylor Swift was still with Matty Healy, and he said some not so nice things about Ice Spice, so yeah, it was pretty mean. And so I'm sure that's kind of how that entire collaboration came together. And Taylor Swift doesn't really collaborate with a whole bunch of people, so it definitely ups Ice Spice's credibility in the music industry now, especially because she was able to get such a humongous collaboration here. But just the song itself, Karma already in and of itself is a very mid song. It's really nothing special personally in my eyes. Now, it's probably different for you. That's what it is, but for me personally, I just don't really see anything special with it. And then you have Ice Spice come onto this song, and then she kind of like, I don't know what it is, especially like she has a very distinct and a specific rap beat that she likes to do. So if the song doesn't go along with that, it kind of like doesn't go. That's kind of really what I got from it. The beats, like the beat and the distinctive style that she has that she just does with her raps, it doesn't go with this particular song. So when you listen to it, it really just does not sound like it's part of the song. It feels like it kind of is like a beat ahead, if you will. So I don't know. It just doesn't sound like it should have been on here. So yeah, but honestly, I a little bit of hope for it. I'm not gonna lie. When I found out about this, I was like, oh, like maybe this could be a very interesting collaboration. But no, it was not good. And there's a reason why people had stopped talking about it probably a week or two after it came out. There was a reason for that. So that's the reason right there, is because the song is not good. Up next, we have a repeat offender here. This time it's with the song Mother by Meghan Trainor. Ooh, this song is so terrible. This song is so bad. It is so bad. Ooh. Meghan Trainor, listen, I don't know why we keep trying to repeat the same sound over and over and over and over again. All About That Bass came out, I think, almost 10 years ago at this point, if not already 10 years ago. And that song in and of itself is not very good either, so yeah. But then we just keep trying to recreate the same sound over and over and over again, and it just has not, like, it just didn't sink in that it doesn't work and it's not charting. I don't know what the problem is here. First off, the fact that she even sings about being called mother. I mean, that term is so overused, especially this year with, people calling pretty much everybody mother at this point, even calling their own mothers mother at this point. I've seen so many other artists, like, I don't know, Ariana Grande, Beyonce, just so many other pop stars being called mother, but I don't think I've really seen anybody in their right mind call Meghan Trainor mother. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe she's a little bit delulu. I have no idea. And the fact that she talks about mansplaining in this song alone, I think I've only listened to this song 1 or 2 times, and it was 2 times too many. I think I could have gone my entire life without listening to this song. I feel like if you've only listened to All About That Bass, or even just one Meghan Trainor song in general, I feel like you pretty much would get the gist of the entire sound and messages that she's about, and just pretty much click off of it at this point. I mean, it's really just becoming unbearable, and at this point, it's either time to change up the music or just. Ooh, this is gonna sound so mean, but I guess I'll just say either just change up your sound or just don't do music anymore. Putting that in the nicest way possible. Yeah. With peace and love. With peace and all my love. Just please, enough is enough now. Up next, we have a repeat offender from last year, and that is David Guetta with his song Baby Don't Hurt Me with Coi Leray and Anne Marie. I just have to sigh, because where did the times of David Guetta being a good DJ go? I don't know where it went. The past couple of songs that he's put out have all been samples. Every single one. It's so lazy. I don't know how is it so hard for you to come up with a beat of your own? I don't get it. Lots of other groups And even DJs too were doing it a lot this year, so why couldn't you be bothered to do it? So now this song samples What Is Love by Haddaway, which came out such a long time ago, so I guess this is the one this year that he decides to sample. So now he brings in Anne Marie and Coi Leray to join him on this monstrosity here. Yeah, Anne Marie is just one of those singers that I feel like if you couldn't get like a Bebe Rexha or something like that, you just bring in Anne Marie. Very basic. I have to admit, sorry, very basic. She does have a couple of other hits with other DJs too, but she doesn't really stand out on her own. So he brings her in, and then also brings in Coi Leray, which I shouldn't say too much about that. Coi Leray personally is just not my favorite women rapper, and I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, really the only thing I just have with the song is that it's so lazy. And it has some of the most basic lyrics. And it just does not add anything to the song that it's sampling. So it's just a waste of a sample. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why David Guetta keeps doing this, because I actually did like him as a DJ, but as time goes on, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about this. We gotta, actually spend a little bit of time in the studio and make an original beat here and try to make it sound good. So, yeah, I don't know why that keeps happening, but yeah, one of the worst songs definitely this year. Up next, we have another repeat offender from last year, and that is Alone by Kim Petras and Nicki Minaj. See, another year of just fusing samples, because this song samples Better Off Alone by Alice DJ, and an iconic EDM song, by the way. It still slaps every time a DJ puts that song onto their rotation for the set list. So good. Now this song, guys, what was going on? What was going on? First off, who in their right mind would sample this song? Let's start there. Second of all, why? Why did we sample this song? Why did Kim Petras have to take this song and make it sound so lame? And honestly, the lyrics aren't very good. Even Nicki Minaj on this song too. Now, Nicki features sometimes even outshine the main artist itself sometimes, and that's really what it is. But even for her standards, I feel like this is a pretty mid verse from her, I'm not gonna lie. She's had a lot of other way better features on way better songs. I think honestly too, just like Kim Petras' voice on this song, I feel like they did a little too much auto-tune on it because it just sounds so irritating. I think I remember listening to this. I've only listened to this song twice too as well. I think the first time I heard it, I was so ready to turn it off. I don't know, I just don't like just the fact that you disrespected a song like this. I don't know, it personally just turns me off so badly, and it really showed in this song. Now we're gonna be talking about a new artist that I listened to this year, and I discovered from other music critics here on YouTube, and now I think I agree with them that this is probably one of the worst songs this year as well, and that would be Daylight by David Kushner. Now listen. I think this song blew up because of TikTok, and this is one of the instances where TikTok blew up one of the wrong songs. You know how there's always just that one song that nobody should have even just given the time of day to, but they still did anyway, and then somehow it just spread like wildfire, and then it became viral all of a sudden? That's pretty much what happened to the song. But I'm not entirely too sure why. This song is basically kind of like a Hosier ripoff. I'm not gonna lie, I agree with everybody who says that. It pretty much just sounded like Hosier when he was coming up back in the day. And it's ironically enough, he released an album this year too, so that's just really saying something here. This song is basically about battling your inner demons and doing stuff like that. I think it also references stuff in the Bible as well, so I mean, I guess there's always an audience for everything, but yeah, just this song is just so not good. The voice also is just so irritating and annoying, especially whenever he tries to do high notes. I just personally just did not feel like the vocal delivery was good at all. So yeah, I mean, I only listened to the song 3 times to really make sure that it had, it has its place here. And I think even on the second listen, I gave it quite a bit of grace here. And I think on the second listen, I was like, I can't even listen to this song. Like, it is way, way, way too much. I just can't. Like, the voice is just so, yeah. I think he could have had a better delivery, honestly. Now we're gonna talk about Selena Gomez with her song called Single Soon. Now, I would say that this song is bad in terms of that it's just really boring. I wouldn't say it's super annoying or irritating or anything like that, but just like the entire song, whether it's the vocals, the instrumental, and just pretty much everything else that's happening in this song, it's just so boring and basic. Now, I get a lot of you right now are just not liking her, and especially just the behavior online and just everything going on with her. Ooh, a mess. We'll say that for a different video, but I do see what's going on. But taking that aside and, putting that away for a moment, this song is just really boring. I feel like, especially with Selena Gomez standards, she's not the. I'm gonna be a little mean. She's not the most versatile singer, I would say. She has a sound to her that she sticks a lot to. Now, granted, some of the music that she does have, especially back in the earlier Disney days, is very good, and I still listen to it quite a bit too. And even when that song comes on, Love You Like a Love Song, when that song comes on, I'll sing along to that too. But just like more recently with the new stuff, I don't know. Selena Gomez is not, she's not an artist that takes a lot of risks, I've noticed. I mean, that just could be my opinion. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that, but she's just not an artist that just takes a lot of risks in general. So I don't really think I should be shocked with how this song sounds because she hasn't really released a lot of new music in quite a little bit. Now, who knows how that's gonna go? Granted, now with all the drama going on, like I said earlier, but yeah, this song itself is just really boring. Um, I feel like we've had so many, breakup songs and being single songs from Selena Gomez, especially with her relationship drama that's happened, but it's time to switch it up a little bit. I feel like if Selena found a producer or somebody that has a good history of working on really good pop songs, she might fare well, but yeah, this one is pretty boring. It's worse. It's in the worst songs list just for it being boring. Up next, surprisingly enough, I'm gonna talk about Olivia Rodrigo, and I've seen quite a few people's best and worst songs lists, and I'm very shocked to see that Vampire has made it onto quite a few lists, which because like I personally think that's a great song. I don't know. Of course, it's their opinion, so I respect it. It is what it is. But I personally feel like Bad Idea Right is a worse song than Vampire is. That's the song. Bad Idea Right. It's just I don't know. This song, when I first reacted to it on my channel here, I was like, okay, like it's one of Olivia's rock songs, and I typically like to listen to more of her rock stuff anyway. So I'm like, maybe I'll somehow, grow into it and kind of like get used to how the sound is and all that stuff too. But then as time went on, I still was just not finding myself going back to this one. In fact, I probably skipped this one the most on the new album Guts. I personally don't like the rap singing that she did, especially like it showed horribly on this one. There were a couple of other songs that did it on this album as well, but this one really just showcased like how it was. Now, I get it. She's taking risks, and I can personally be happy about that she was taking risks with this new album here. I like it when an artist does that, but for me personally, I feel like this risk did not get the reward that it should have gotten. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just found it kind of annoying the whole talk singing, rapping thing that she was doing on here. And then even just the chorus itself is so messy. Like, I just can't seem to find any part of the song that I would genuinely enjoy listening to. Now we're going to talk about a song that I had no idea even existed until December, like very early December, and that is Mind Your Business with will.i.am and Britney Spears. Now, see, this is where I have a problem because how do you take one of the greatest pop stars of our generation and make her sound so bad? Like, Britney sounds so unrecognizable in the song. It literally sounds like she recorded it and then the production, for some odd reason, like added so much auto-tune and layers to her voice. Like, I don't know what was going on there. She almost sounded robotic, to be honest. And this is not an attack on Britney at all. In fact, I personally love Britney. I'm so glad that she's out of that entire situation. I'm shocked though that she even released music though, and even allowed it to be released. Because this very much does sound like a reject from the earlier music that she did with will.i.am called, that song Scream and Shout. That song was a lot better back in the day. That song actually I used to listen to a little bit. Uh, but this one though, it sounds like a reject of that song, like another version pretty much, but just like the lesser, the not very good version. I'll just put it like that. Honestly, yeah, I just have my thing with the production. The production is so bad. It just does not. It sounds like 2011 beats, but like even worse. And I think if it still came out in that time period, it still would have been bad. And that's really saying something. Cause that's when beats like that were really popular. But this song just does not have anything to make itself sound good. You have literally one of the biggest pop stars here on the song, and you still didn't even make her sound good at all. The Mind Your B every other line of the song, it was just really annoying at some points. So, yeah, not very good either. I'm very shocked, like I said, that Britney even allowed the song to be released. I feel like she needs to take a long break before she has any music of hers come out. And I want it to be just her original music. I don't want it to be any other I don't need any more collaborations for Britney anymore. I need original music if she ever is gonna release any more new music at this point, because why would you if you've been in that situation for that long? But we're just gonna have to wait and see. Like I said, I don't want any more collaborations for Britney. I want original music now from her. Now, the second to last song that we're gonna talk about here is by Drake, and that song is Search and Rescue. I just have to side between all of these songs because I just like every single one that I list off is just, it is so bad. Oh my, wow. Just when I thought that Drake had run out of ideas, he just manages to shock me. First off, the beat of the song is so boring. So that already, like, that I really didn't have high hopes for it. And then he just starts the song off. The lyrics, the lyrics. I mean, it's basically talking about him wanting to actually settle down with somebody now. Although I find that so hypocritical because this is the same dude that goes out with people that are barely legal, just turned 18 or 19. Please tell me how you are supposed to get off the market when you just go for girls like that, which is already very creepy in and of itself there. We also have these boring and subpar lyrics. The American Express line, I just had to laugh. Like, when I first heard that, I was busting out laughing. Just the way that the E is just extended out for so long, like so much longer than it should have been, to be honest. And then we have the random Kim Kardashian sample, like that little bit in there too, where I think she's talking to Kris Jenner. Uh, and that's pretty shady in and of itself too. I have a feeling that's a dig to Kanye because there have always been rumors about Drake and Kim getting together, so that really added fuel to the fire there. But yeah, I think at this point, Drake is just an artist that does quantity over quality. He'll just release whatever at this point too. He's another artist that I feel like has started to become lazy, and he used to have a lot of pretty like good hits back in the day too, but I don't know what it is that he's gotten older. I think he just knows now that he can just do whatever he wants. He can just make whatever music he wants and people will still listen to it. So I think that's what it is. He just got very complacent and he'll just release whatever he feels like releasing and then he'll just see what sticks to the wall and kind of just go along with that. Yeah, it just I don't know. He needs to just find another source of inspiration somewhere and start, like, just start doing stuff like that because it's all the same stuff. Especially with the past 2 or 3 albums that he's had out now, it has not been good at all. And that's really me being nice about it. I could say a lot worse, honestly. And last but certainly not least, we have a song that is so horrific, especially in terms of the subject matter it talks about, and even just every single aspect of this song. And that is, especially with every other video that has come out, saying that this song is the worst, and I would probably say that it is. That is Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean. Ooh wee. I I will say, I don't really cover country on this channel. I just personally don't really gravitate towards it. But every now and then, I will listen to a little bit and I'll be like, oh, okay, like, I guess I could kind of see the appeal. I personally feel like the women country singers make better country music than the men do, so that's just me, again, being honest as I always am. But this song, oh boy, oh freaking boy, wow. I have like the first time I even heard the song, I really had no words. Wow. And the fact that this song was even charting, much less #1 on some charts, you can really tell how screwed we are as a nation here. Now, this song is so incredibly racist. It's so tone deaf. I mean, when I first listened to this song, I had gasped because it was just I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And then the fact that the song even went to #1 on some charts, we've got to reevaluate ourselves as a nation because this is a hot mess. My goodness. So basically, the song itself talks about how rioters and protesters, especially within the Black Lives Matter movement, which is still a very heavy movement to this day, talks about how if they, people rioted in smaller towns or people protested with violence in smaller towns, that they wouldn't get away with it because the entire town would rally together and beat everybody up who did that. I would say that's probably not true, to be honest. In fact, I'm very sure they would probably do that in small towns as well too. And then just like the laughability, like of just how freaking moronic it is to be singing in the music video in front of a lynching site. By far too a very well-known lynching site at that. Which I'm very shocked. And I don't believe that he didn't know about that because for music videos there's always usually a location scouts where they go out to different areas and they look to see where they can film. I'm sure somebody on the team knew what they were doing with that. There is no way they could not have known. And then just even on the fact too of just putting the subject matter aside for just a very brief moment here, just the vocals themselves and the way that this song is set up is just so bad. Like, I literally could not sit there and listen to the entire track in full at one go. It just so, oh my god. The fact, I'm still mind boggled at the fact that this was #1 at a certain point in time. Wow, we are screwed. Wow, we really have a long way to go. Man, I mean, we just really had to end off 2023 with this stinker right here because it was just wow. I mean, I hope that we leave this song in 2023 and it stays here for eternity. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like this video and also make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. I appreciate so much if you did. Also check out all my social media accounts, all of them up on screen for you. Definitely go follow and check out. But anyways, before I sign out here, thank you all so much for your support in 2023. I really appreciate it. From every view to every sub, even with the negative comments and the dislikes, just thank you so much for even engaging. It really helps with my growth and all of that. So I can't wait to see how much further we grow as a community here. I'm so excited and I'm so proud of it. So with all that being said, thank you guys for everything, and I'll see you all in 2024. Bye!